You don't even know it, but you are probably allowing this mindset to completely ruin your life. In fact, there are two different mindsets that have completely infected us, and although they are almost complete opposites, they're both equally as damaging to our overall happiness and ability to live a fulfilling life. And I am one of the very few people I know that have actually experienced both of these mindsets throughout their life. Now, I want to make you aware of both of these mindsets so you can acknowledge which mindset is hurting you, and then you can learn from my mistakes so you can realize how you too can break free of both of these mindsets to live an overall happier, more fulfilling, and more successful life. This was me in high school. You can tell that I was a bit of an emo kid. You know, the whole 9 yards emo kid. But being an emo kid, I still had a ton of fun. I mean, I was in a band that played shows all across Kentucky, where I was from, all the time. I had tons of friends. My life was great. My parents gave me the freedom to do whatever I wanted. I have, really looking back on it now, zero complaints, right? So when you have an amazing social life, you have great friends, you have a great girlfriend, you have a great family, you are doing something that you enjoy doing, i.e. playing music, and that's all I did was I played music all day, every day with my best friends. Life doesn't get any better than that, does it? There was just one giant problem. I thought the entire world was against me. I thought my parents were working against me. I thought, everything was always wrong with my relationships. I thought that everything was always crashing down on me and it was me versus the world. And because of that mindset, I was miserable. Or at least I thought I was. And that's all it takes is, you convince yourself you're miserable, then you are miserable. Congrats, now I'm depressed. I'm in therapy, I'm in all that fun stuff, even though everything in my life is great. All I did was just try to look for the flaws in everything, why is this bad? Why is this against me? Why is nothing working out for me? When in reality, I had everything that a high school kid could ever want. I had what we would call a victim mindset. Well, guess what happened next? My girlfriend at the time convinced me to go to college. Yep. Good old emo Lou going to college. And so this is me in college. I went to the University of Kentucky and I was in SAE, which is a fraternity. Joining Greek life opens up a door to an enormous, and I mean enormous, social scene. So joining SAE at the University of Kentucky, I quickly shook off that victimhood mindset. I mean, how could you not when all you're doing every single day was hanging out and living with all of your best friends at the time and partying with them 24/7, seeing the most beautiful women you'd ever seen in your life, while simultaneously majoring something that made school pretty easy. I mean, life was great. But guess what? I was still depressed. I was still incredibly upset. Yeah, I shook off the idea that I was a victim. I knew I wasn't a victim anymore, but I was still incredibly upset and sad, stressed, and anxious all the time. When I was hanging with my high school buddies, we just shared a lot more. If you were upset, you would voice why you're upset. I was writing music all day, every day with my best friends. So guess what? When you're writing music, you express your feelings. And now, the mindset that I had with all my buddies in SAE at the University of Kentucky was, if you're upset about something, shut the hell up. Your life is great. You're a man. Deal with it. Just keep everything to yourself because that's what we do. And to be honest, this wasn't only my fraternity. This was all the guys I knew across all fraternities. And not even just the men, the women too. There was much less sharing of emotions or venting to other people. It was more so like, everyone's life is great. Everything is fine. Why are you complaining? Enjoy life. And just because I refused to talk about or even acknowledge that there might be anything wrong in my life during that time, that made me just as miserable and upset as I was when I thought that I was the victim. Well, this is me now. And just like you, I have aspects from every single little phase of my life that I've been through that have turned me into the person that I am now. I learned that having this victim mindset and thinking that the world is against you and no one's on your side and, society won't let me succeed. I learned very quickly that that mindset will make you miserable. And that is objectively true. But on the whole other side, if you refuse to accept that life is hard, if you refuse to accept that sometimes things don't work in your favor, sometimes it does seem like the world is against you, sometimes you just need to talk to someone about it. If you just internalize everything your entire life, you're gonna be just as upset and have just as hard of a time as the person that thinks that they are a victim. In this life, we have to open up ourselves to people that we deem trustworthy. Friends, family, significant others. It doesn't matter who. Just know that there are some people in your circle and realize that an amazing aspect of this life is that we get to experience it. We get to share it with other people. You have one chance to experience this life. And one of the most beautiful things about experiencing this life is that you get to experience it with other people, the good and the bad experiences. So while embracing this victim mindset will completely ruin your life and make you have a much more miserable life than otherwise, taking the complete opposite mindset of that and refusing to open up to anyone, refusing to accept that life can be difficult, and simply just internalizing every single issue you have and not sharing or experiencing this life with other people will make you just as upset. So don't be like Emo Lou and don't be like Frat Boy Lou. Find some middle ground where you realize you are not a victim. Life is great and we are in the most amazing time to ever be alive right now. But also realize that you do have to share this life with other people. You don't have to internalize and go through everything yourself. Once you find that middle ground, I promise you life will be so much better for you and everyone around you.